What's up, everybody? Aaron with Why We Love Horror here with the Aaron Unwinds series as we have exited the Evil Bong franchise and we have entered the woods camp with the Friday the 13th series. Hopefully those are a little bit better. Here's the poster right here. We're starting from the beginning with Friday the 13th. Bunch of counselors setting up camp. And they start to get killed off one by one. This isn't going to be like a full synopsis. It's going to be similar to the other Aaron Unwinds videos. If you haven't watched those before, I kind of lightly go into spoilers here. One thing that I'll do a little bit different here is I will have a few best kills, worst characters, my favorite line, a few of those things. So a little more structure here. And I will have the ratings at the end. My overall rating of the movie, and then my enhanced rating with a little bit of cannabis. So from the top, Sean S. Cunningham directed this. He just didn't do a whole lot after the Friday the 13th movies, and really not before either. The score, iconic with Harry Manfredini. Tom Savini working with the practicals in this movie, which I'll get to in my thoughts in a minute here as well. Betsy Palmer playing Mrs. Voorhees, Adrienne King as Alice. Alice was a very good character. Overall, I like the characters quite a bit. I thought that, they kind of did their jobs. The way this movie, starts in the 50s with few characters getting murdered as they have sex. We end up finding out that all of this is done by Mrs. Voorhees. Jason drowned at camp the year before in 1957. And now she's getting her revenge starting in the 50s and then continues to present day or the present time when this also takes place. Fun little fact, I did watch this on Friday the 13th day, so on June 13th, which is the day this takes place, we watched it on June 13th, so a little fun fact there. Overall, I feel, that this movie does a really, good job of, in a lot of ways, kind of being an inverse to Psycho. I think both with the score as well as with overall the twist towards the end, rather than the son being the mother, it's the mother being possessed by the son. So I thought that was unique. The first of my kind of quasi things that I'll go into is my favorite character, Ned. I really like Ned. He is definitely a common trope within these movies at this point, within the slasher movies, as the comic relief, but I just enjoyed, he's always getting into some hijinks throughout. He has a headdress, does some off-color humor with the cop at one point, likes to, smoke a little bit of the ganja, so I feel like he'd be a fan of the Aaron Unwinds series. So, like and subscribe, Mark Nelson, who plays him. Didn't end up doing a whole lot else. First Wives Club, there's that, so good on him. But yeah, he'd be my favorite character, so that's my first little nominee. Next thing, my favorite line also comes from Ned asking Marcy if she was a flavor of ice cream, what flavor would it be? And she answers Rocky Road. Doesn't elaborate from there, so okay. Worst character, the boss, Steve Christie, with the glasses and the big hair. I know, I should love him. Don't like him, and how he dies is just kind of lame. He's just very weird with his jean shorts and kind of bossing everybody around, and he's a buzzkill. Not a big fan of him. With regards to the best kill in the movie, I feel like most people probably would agree it's Jack, who was played by Kevin Bacon, who's the most notable name probably besides Pamela Clark as Mrs. Voorhees. But yeah, or Betsy Palmer as Mrs. Voorhees, Pamela Voorhees. Yeah, I just really like the effects that Tom Savini gets to show when he shows them. To me, this movie does feel like it was cut up quite a probably to be able to be a rated R movie, because when this movie came out, there weren't a lot of slasher movies like this being done. So that's like another way it kind of mirrors in a weird way Psycho, just in the 80s. Obviously, Psycho much more cerebral, but still. Yeah, Tom Savini, I feel like a few of his kills, like particularly some of the worst kills, being off-screen Ned getting killed. That's lame. You just see him in a bunk above him. And then Annie with the throat being slashed, it just seemed like that was cut short, pun intended. But what Tom Savini got to show was obviously some great promise. I love the score. I think it's shot well. It's paced well. The twist of Mrs. Voorhees, I think, is done well as well. And then the final twist in the boat of Jason coming out from the water and Jason finally becoming part of the Friday the 13th movie. Yeah, let's go ahead and get to the ratings now. All right. First rating we are going to do will be my standard rating. And I really enjoyed this movie. I did watch it enhanced, as I would do most movies, but just as a movie itself, I think this movie is kind of overhated. A lot of times the Friday the 13th movies come up and they're like, yeah, the first one's not that good. It's basic, for sure. It's influential. I think it's shot incredibly well. Like, I feel like the way it's shot is like kind of underrated part of the movie. I know the score gets a lot of credit. I think there's a couple good twists as well, and it keeps a good pace. It's about 95 minutes. 3.5 videotapes for me. We're off to a strong start here in the Friday the 13th series. I'm looking forward. I have seen some of these, but I'm looking forward to rewatching them as well. And the enhanced rating, we are going to bump that up a half a leaf. So it's nearly a 4.5. If a little more net action was in here, I think we're going to 4.5, but 4 pot leaves out of 5 for the enhanced rating. And yeah, that's going to do it. The first episode of the Friday the 13th series in the Aaron Unwinds series. I will also be doing Friday the 13th adjacent slasher movies as well. So be on the lookout for maybe The Burning and others to show up here. Before we take off, the Why We Love Horror Letterboxd challenge. You could probably do some of the Friday the 13th movies. They probably fit some of the prompts. Go over to there on the Letterboxd page, Cohen, to go ahead and get part of the Why We Love Horror Letterboxd challenge of 2025. And on the channel, Mondays, Versus with John and Will. Tuesdays, Why Liv Loves Horror. Wednesdays, you're here. Aaron Unwinds. I appreciate the love and support. We're building something slowly here. Thursdays is the Why We Love Horror Letterboxd Challenge Watch Along show, where we go over our two movies that we've selected in a little more detail each week. That's taking place on Thursdays. Fridays, Why We Love Horror Trivia. Throughout the week, we're dropping reviews now. They're not on Thursdays anymore, so just have your notifications on. Like and subscribe. Thank you for all the support, and we'll see you next time. Peace out.